The English 211 autobiographical writing course is a problem-based learning course in which students are interns at an online company where they have two jobs. One, to support clients who write into the company requesting help with their autobiographical writing needs, and two, to work on their own autobiographical writing. The first of the two jobs, supporting clients, is done by teams of students who work collaboratively to construct responses to client requests. For example, one of the collaborative assignments calls for a team to research the methods of developing character and to provide examples for the client requesting that information. I start the teams off by providing resources in the form of online readings on the subject, and after they select a team leader for the project, they decide on roles and then research sources beyond what I provide. They also set internal deadlines and work together so they can post the team memo by the established deadline. Students interact from the first day of the course by introducing themselves using the Forums tool, and then respond to at least two of their classmates' postings. They also collaborate with a wiki tool to come up with and then agree upon the best ideas for working on teams. As the semester progresses and students post their drafts for their memoirs, classmates are asked to provide specific responses to each memoir assignment. These are done using the Forum tool. For each team assignment, I interact with the teams individually using Illuminate. Team leaders submit their drafts prior to the Illuminate session, and I prepare a PowerPoint slide responding to what works well and what may need revision. Then I meet with many of the team members as possible to discuss problems and solutions to their team projects. After the team project has been completed, students submit a team debrief reflecting on their learning and their team experience. The student learning outcomes for English 211 clearly listed on the Laulima syllabus tool. The team assignments and individual memoirs have been designed on the basis of these learning outcomes, and rubrics for assessment of the team and individual assignments are shared with students as they begin each task. The requirements section of the team assignments include a downloadable rubric for the task, so students are aware of what we will use for assessment. Multiple strategies allow for peer, instructor, and self-assessment responses. Peer review of memoirs in progress address content, but also the critical thinking and judgment skills needed in writing, and allow for timely responses while drafts are being written. As stated earlier, as students complete team tasks, they debrief by reflecting on what they have learned, and the same is true for their individual memoir writing. Students also receive feedback from me within 5 days of submission on their team deliverables and individual memoirs. I set up this expectation during the first assignment and then try to get work back to them earlier, within 3 to 4 days. Responses are available to them via the Assignments tool, and the gradebook provides students with scores for all homework, assignments, and team deliverables, so they know at any point in the course where they are in terms of their grade. Students generate most of the course content in their teams and individual writing. One of the team assignments asks students to develop a PowerPoint presentation focusing on an autobiographical novel and its author, and these allow students to share their learning visually as well as in writing. For the past year and a half, memoirs produced in the autobiographical writing course have been assessed by language arts faculty and results shared with all writing faculty. Based on the assessment, small changes were made in the teaching of organization in the course. The Laulima tools are arranged along the left margin of the home page and include assignments, forums, gradebook, and other tools. The Media Center folks helped me place my textbook's cover on the home page, and it serves as the consistent theme for the site and is used throughout the course. The warm blues are meant to be soft and relaxing. The course is organized by weekly modules, as I found this structure works well with students. Each module is broken into outcomes, which state what students should be able to do as they complete the module, introduction, which gives an overview of the content, activities, a numbered list of items to be accomplished, assessments, including quizzes, forum postings, writings, and their point values, and links, resources needed for the week. The Activities section links to the problem-based learning scenario and to the tasks students need to complete. The scenario was designed in Google Sites and sunken into Laulima. Each team deliverable includes an overview of the team deliverable, requirements that specify a plan of action, resources with links and rubrics, and a debrief that asks for reflective writing about the course content and teamwork skills. Accessibility issues are addressed through the course syllabus, including a statement about the alternate technology access plan that must be developed by the students prior to the start of the semester. Students also become members of a smaller community of learners as they work in their teams, and in several instances have received support in the form of access to hardware and software that when they have faced technical problems. When students have access problems that they are unable to solve, even with the team's help, they seek assistance from the Leeward Help Desk. To keep students on task, I post a daily announcement during summer sessions and twice-a-week announcements during the 16-week semester. These are brief reminders of what is due and when. The visual design of the course and its written materials are set up for student ease. On the home page, students can easily access announcements, which are posted regularly, syllabus, which also includes a daily assignments listing, what's due today, homework for next class, and points awarded for each assignment, and forums for introductions during the first week of class and later for sharing of drafts. As I described for the last item, the modules are listed by week, and the outcomes, introduction, activities, assessments, and links guide students through the learning for the week. These sections of the modules are repeated for each week so students become comfortable with what is expected of them. Within the problem-based learning section of the course, which is called Halia, Hawaiian for memory, team projects are organized into requirements, a description of what the team must produce, and a suggested action plan to accomplish the task, including the different roles students may take, resources, online sources of information and rubrics for evaluating products, and debriefs, team reflection on autobiographical concepts, teamwork, and communication. Students become adept at time management as they learn the sequencing of activities required for the course. Resources include print and video sources to help students with different learning styles. Similarly, team roles are rotated so that students learn to function as leaders, writers, and editors. To ensure that their computers are prepared for the semester, students visit the Distance Education Learner Support page and watch the Laulima video orientation. They also check for appropriate browser settings and pop-up capability. During the first week of instruction, class logistics and expectations are addressed to ensure that students are aware of workload issues and can communicate effectively with each other. As mentioned earlier, the syllabus addresses student responsibility for finding alternate access in case of technical difficulties in the section on the Alternate Technology Access Plan. Students are asked to use Microsoft Word for their writing assignments, and a website that provides trial access to the program for the duration of the course is included. Information about the key program and learning resource services, including the library, are also addressed in the syllabus. On-the-fly support often comes from students themselves as they debrief on their assignments. Sharing the resources they have discovered has been helpful to students. Two innovations in English 211 that have been transforming are first, redesigning the course into a scenario problem-based learning course, and second, incorporating the use of Illuminate to support student-to-student and student-to-instructor communication. As a problem-based course, students are placed into a real-world work environment and are asked to use their critical thinking, communication, and team participation skills to work through complex problems. Students initially struggle with the challenging tasks and with the soft skills needed to work together, but they learn these skills and are able to use them in subsequent tasks. Central to scenario and problem-based learning is a connection with industry, and my contact person is Honolulu Magazine's editor Cam Napier, who has been helpful in responding to the real-world connections my course has and the skills students need to work in the publishing world. In the future, we plan to submit student writing to Honolulu Magazine staff for review. The second innovation, the use of Illuminate, has transformed communication with students and has solidified my role as their facilitator and supporter. Through Illuminate's web conferencing, I'm able to meet with teams after they have sent drafts of their team deliverables and can help with revision before they submit their final versions. During one of the sessions in Greg's I Facilitate, the topic of teacher presence was highlighted, and I poo-pooed it. But with the use of Illuminate, I've rethought that. Students appreciate having a rounder sense of view as is available through conversations with them, and my sense of each student is also much rounder. I want to leave you with a quote from an English 211 student. When I signed up for this course, I thought that we would have to write a few autobiographical pieces and that was it. The class really challenged me and brought my writing to a whole new level. I think the team assignments were key because we had to do our share of the research and take lead as team leader for one project. The class structure was very organized and the Illuminate meetings helped us with group revision.